Welcome back to Faith Walk with Debbie. We're going to do something a little different today. This is my husband Wesley, and I thought it might be interesting if I interviewed him so that you could hear his perspective of this journey. And if you're a caregiver, maybe you could learn something from him. So I'm excited to see what he has to say today. We were informed that they found something when I had the mammogram, but we didn't know what it was at that point. What was your initial reaction when you heard that there could be a problem?
Well, you left a message on the phone, and when I first heard it, I was thinking, it's probably nothing. I just figured, it'd be a lump that wasn't anything serious, that it could be easily be taken care of. And that's what I was hoping for, too, at the same time.
But then I ended up having a biopsy, and when we met with the surgeon, he informed us that I did have cancer, but at that point we did not have any clue as to the extent. What was your reaction when you heard the C word?
Well, obviously things got more serious then, but I did have in the back of my mind it could be cancer, but I didn't want to overreact to it either. I felt like getting emotional with a situation is not the way to handle stuff. You have to be reasonable and realistic, and just to be being there to support you and giving you a solid foundation, to rely on is important.
I will say one thing that I just happened to think about that he is really good about. He would say, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And even though through this we still continually got bad news, him saying it's going to be okay, and basically that is he's right there by my side to help walk me through this, really made a big difference. Okay, so I had the lumpectomy, and after that they did a PET scan and they saw something that looked like there was activity right in this area. So I then had a lung biopsy, and the results came back with bad news. I had a second cancer, which is extremely rare in itself, and the second cancer was thymoma cancer, which is very rare. What was your reaction to that news?
Well, things got really serious then, because that's a whole different ballpark. Breast cancer is a fairly common thing. I've known other people who've had it and come through it. But then for the first time, it's like, wow, this is, really serious cancer. And just the type of cancer it was kind of mysterious. And we didn't really know what to expect at that point.
So after we got that news, they then had me start chemotherapy, which entailed 16 different chemos. And the regimen they did was specifically to work for the thymoma cancer as well as the breast cancer. 16 chemos, thymoma surgery, 30 radiations. What was your reaction to the treatment plan, and then any comment about going through all that?
It was kind of shocking, the extent and the number of chemotherapies that you were required, plus the radiation follow-up, and the amount of time that it was going to take wasn't prepared for it. I was, at first we were saying, maybe this is something going to be taken care of easily, which was naive or ignorant, or maybe just hopeful, wishful thinking. But it turned out, when I found out all this stuff we was going to have to deal with over a year was, we needed to buckle down, really prepare for it.
I know I really needed your help at the chemos in order to help distract me. What was your reaction when you saw me going through the chemo process?
Well, my mother had chemo back in the 80s, and her treatments were pretty bad. I didn't have to take care of her, but I would visit her from time to time. And she was very sick, very ill. And there was that thought in the back of my mind, but I know that chemotherapy treatments have really advanced in the last 20 to 30 years. So that was a little bit of a comfort, but still at the same time, I was kind of mentally prepared for the worst in case it happened.
How did you handle my emotional roller coaster?
Well, I'm the type of person that don't get really emotional. I'm pretty, level-headed most of the time, and so I just kind of figured I would, be there for you to bounce off me, try to be the solid foundation, and not make things worse for you. I need to make things better. I need to emotionally, physically, spiritually make things better for you. Be the more stable person.
Is there anything that you'd like to share with caregivers out there, advice to maybe help them?
Well, you need to just really pay attention to what the person needs. Be willing to give up your own time. Be willing to sacrifice yourself to help, to help others or help the person you're taking care of. They're the ones going through it, and you're there to help. And you might as well admit up front, if you're the only primary caregiver, which with the COVID situation that was going on at the same time that she was going through the illness, it was all going to be on me. And you just have to you have to plan on your life is on hold for a while, which for some people might be hard. That's one thing I felt like I did. And you can take a certain, satisfaction also in helping others and knowing you're doing a good job and showing you care for people, and it just shows love.
Did God teach you anything through this?
A lot of us expect God to answer our prayers in a particular way, and if He doesn't, we lose faith, and that's not. You have to be out of that mindset, because of you can't lose your faith. God's there to help us and encourage us and strengthen us, and we just have to keep our faith locked down on Him and not lose that faith.
Is there anything else that I may have missed that you would like to share that you think is important?
I probably learned how to cook a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
We had bought meals through mail. What is that? Mail?
Hello Fresh.
Yeah, we got those meals, and I definitely learned how to cook some.
He learned what roasted potatoes were, and he's learned to use a variety of seasonings.
But I had already, had experience in house cleaning and doing the dishes and stuff, and kind of taken over a lot of stuff that typically I didn't have to do, but it was okay. The learning how to cook part was the only kind of tough part, and that was a benefit. I've learned, I know how to do some things now that I didn't know how to do before. So.
And it's been a really big benefit, because now that I am capable of doing a lot more household stuff, I really appreciate when it comes time to fix the meals, he's out there right along helping me. And he couldn't have done that before because he really didn't quite understand a lot of the kitchen food preparation stuff. So he really has learned a lot, and I appreciate that. And I really do appreciate how you have helped through this journey. So thanks for sharing. I want to leave you with a scripture like I usually do. And it's Romans 15:2 from the New Living Translation. It says, we should help others do what is right and build them up in the Lord. And so as caregivers, you actually are helping. And if you believe in the Lord and use scriptural principles, you can take and help build up others that are going through those trials. So I hope you continue on this journey with me. Next time, I am going to share scripturally what God has taught me. This journey has been really tough, but through it, God really taught me how you can travel what I call the trial road of the unknown and come out on the other end successful. And he shared 5 different principles with me, and I want to share those with you. So come along and join with me next time.